Okay, what I wanted to show today is I have a student that was needing to create a kind of unusual shape, was having a hard time doing it, so I'm going to show a way to do it. So what was happening is the students needed to go from kind of a shape like this to a circular shape, like so, and needed a smooth transition. And so a good way to do this is with a loft and utilizing T-splines. So basically what I did is I created the first drawing, and that's just on our, let's go here, that's just on our origin. So we just created the origin, and then I created two offset planes like so. Okay, offset plane is just where you're going in and you're going to go in the middle of, okay, so you're going to do an offset plane, then you click wherever it is, and then you just go and create a plane wherever you think you're going to need to do a drawing. Okay, then what I did was I drew a drawing on that plane. Okay, so I did it from straight on like this. So we're going to go from this shape to that shape, and then I needed the same curve on this back shape. So I created, another construction plane, and then I just copied this onto that, and by copying it's project. So in other words, I say create a new sketch on this, and then you go to and then you're going to go create project, and then you pick the curve, and then it's going to project it onto that. So that's kind of how you get one curve from one to the other. And I don't need that, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, so that's how I got that other curve on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loft from here to there, and then a second loft from here to there. And the reason I have to do it as two is it's just easier to do that than, because if I go a loft from here to there and then to here, you're going to have a bow in it, and it needed to go straight back. Okay, now I can draw some other curves to constrain that, but there's another reason that I kind of want to do it this way also. So I don't want to do that. So what I want to do is to initially do a loft from, let's turn that origin off, from here to there. Okay, it's got way too many subdivisions in here, and I want like two, okay, like that. And I really don't need these center ones, but I do need that center one, so I have to do that just to make it what in the future I'm going to need. Okay, so that made that particular piece. Now I don't need these center ones. I need that center one, but I don't need this. So we can just double click on that, hit delete to get those out of there, because that's the shape that I need. And then the same, let's turn that grid off, same here. And then there. Okay. And then if we go look at our bodies, it makes these all separate bodies. So we need to go ahead and weld all that together. So we can just go to weld vertices and just pick the whole thing, and it's going to weld it. Now it's going to round it all out, but I can come back later and crease it. So I can come back later and say, okay, give me a crease here. I want a crease there, here. So I can just crease these to bring that definition, that shape back. Like so. Okay. So we're making a nice transition from a hard shape into a soft shape. Now this is a subdivision surfaces, so if I hit Alt-1 on the keyboard, you'll see this is polygons, so we're actually creating in polygons here. And so go back to smooth. Okay, so now you'll see it's having a little bit of an issue with it being completely round there. And there's a couple of ways to deal with that, but the way I'm going to make this in the end, it'll fix it all. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create another loft from this one to that one, which will go straight back. Now I don't need all of these extra subdivisions in here. I just need 2. But what I do need is I need an extra edge down in here. So because we've got this edge that will weld to that, but we need another edge through here. So we're going to have to change this from 8 to 16, and then it'll get me that extra edge I need in there. So there we go. And so now it's just a matter of welding. Okay, so all we have to do is go to weld our vertices, and then you want to weld the front to the back. Okay, and this may be easier to do in a if you actually switch all of this to the polygon mode, and then it's a little bit easier to see what we're going to be welding. Okay, so we're going to weld our vertices, and the thing to remember is we're always changing the front one. We do not want to change the back one. So I want to weld this into that. Okay, this into that one to there. So we're just going to go around it and weld this back part to the front part. I'm getting all discombobulated here. Okay, so there to there, there to there, there to there, here to there, this one to that. Closer on that, and there we go. Okay, so we can turn that back to curve, and now it won't bow so much as it'll go straight back, and because we had those extra curves in there, that's going to work out fine. And then I think I might want this edge to go a little bit further back, so I think I might want to crease this to here. I'm still going to leave this one just crease to here so that will taper in a little bit better on the inside. So let's go with something like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now Control 4 on your keyboard will turn the wireframe off, and you can see it's making a nice transition as it goes back. Control 6 brings your wireframe back on. Okay, that looks pretty good, so I can finish this form now, and it's turning into a surface. Okay, so now I'm over my surface tools. Okay, so if you're not there, it's surface tools right here. And what we need to do is we need to create a patch on the end, because we got to create this as a solid. So we're going to create a patch, and that's good there. And then I'm going to create a patch again here. Now you'll notice that the normals are backwards. The gray is facing me, and the tan means it's facing the inside. I can flip these, but in the end it won't matter, because right now this is 3 separate bodies, and I'm going to stitch it together as one solid. So all we have to do is go to our stitch and drag box around it. Everything that turns green is where it's going to be stitching, and I click OK, and now this is all stitched together, and now this is a solid body. And then you can come back in and start doing things like chamfering edges and such. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to put, I want to round these edges in here, so I want to fillet these. So if I come in here right now and I go do a fillet, that's going to fillet it all the way up to up here, and I really want it to stop before it goes up there. Now I can control it a little bit more. I can go to a variable right here, and then I can have one control here, and then I can have another control, you know, up here. But I really want it to terminate down in here a little bit more control. So what I think I want to be able to do is to come in here and cut this. So if I make a new sketch, and I can make it from the top, and I say I want to maybe to terminate it somewhere around here, then what I can do is to come in and use a split body and then split this. And so now it's going to, it would chamfer up to here. So I can go into my, do my, not chamfer, sorry, a fillet, and say maybe something about that. Let's just go, maybe that. And so I'm just going to copy that. And I see, I don't think, let's see if I can do it multiple ones at the same time. And paste that in. Yeah, I can. It just will allow me to add to it. Yeah, there it goes. So then I can hold down my control key and add to those. Now I'm not picking the center ones because I want to do a little bit different on that. So there we go. Okay, so let's do another one here. And I want that one a little bit broader, maybe like that. And holding down my control key, can add that around. Oop, didn't like that one. Okay, that's 1.99. We'll set those in, see if I do this one by itself. Doesn't like that. Let's see if I do a variable. So it's 0 here. Okay, so I had to set that one manually. These others just tapered off okay. But so what I did is I changed it to a variable, which lets me put one setting here and one setting down there, and now that's okay. And then all I have to do is then join these back together. So I just get my combine and combine those back together. And that way I was able to trail off the fillet back in here instead of it wanting to go all the way up to the front. Okay, so that's a little additional thing to get this a little bit more manufactured and smooth. Okay, hopefully that helped you out. Thank you.